What is up, everybody? That did not update the way I wanted it to. There we go. Okay. We are here playing scenario 4 of Sinister Motives. I did most of the setup already, I believe. Right at the end of the tunnel, there's 10. I forgot to do some of the things in the last scenario. The illusions in the deck, I forgot to add those. I forgot how many they were. So we're just going to stick with 10. That is going to be up in here. That's going to be the villain HP for now. Let's just go through the campaign instructions, make sure we got everything. Put Venom out there, yep. Public Outcries out there. Shuffle the Smee, yeah, that's in there. Choose one, we did that. Place threat on the light at the end of the tunnel, that's up here, like we just discussed. Follow all setup instructions on the left side of the reputation track for any marked nodes, okay. We can take an additional mulligan. Choose any aspect cards, we did that. Enhance side, that's it. That's it. Osborne text in there. Place one threat on the main scheme. So when we flip that over, that gets one extra. Let's do that right there. And each player must search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion. Okay, that's what it did. Choose one Osborne tech attachment at random. Record its name. Okay, so there's 2 Osborne techs in there. I think that's it. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's see what we got here. Sinister Synchronization. Set up, choose X villains at random, where X is 1 more than the number of players, so 2. Put those villains into play, place the active counter on the villain with the lowest activation order value, and set the other villains aside. Put the light at the end side scheme into play, trap side face up. Okay, that's done. That's done. We'll shuffle here in a second. Let's just see what this says. Ambush special. Choose a set aside villain at random, put that villain into play, and place the active counter on it. Force interrupt. When a villain would activate, if no villain is in play, resolve this card's ambush ability. Okay. This comes in with 2, comes in with 3 because of our campaign stuff. Got 3 there. We gotta choose a random one here. Random 2, actually. So our goal is to get light at the end. We have to get out of there, right? So we don't win by defeating villains, we win by getting out of the side scheme. So we'll go with that and the bottom one, whoever those people are. We got Doc Ock. Scheme for 2, attack for 2. After Doc Octopus attacks and damages you, place 1 threat on each scheme. Move the active counter to the next villain in the activation order. When defeated, remove 4 threat from a side scheme. 7 threat instead if no other villain is in play. Set this villain aside. Then our next one. Electro, 2 scheme, 1 attack. Force response. After Electro attacks and damages you, discard the top 7 cards of your deck. Move the active counter to the next villain in the activation order. When defeated, remove 4 threat from a side scheme. Okay. And then we'll just use dice for their health. So we'll do, they both have 8. Whoa. 8 health. Okay, and light at the end, we'll show you what this is. Permanent hinder 10, so 10. This player cannot win unless they escape. Force turn up. When the last threat is removed from this scheme, resolve the ambush ability on the main scheme. Flip this card. The player can escape on the other side. Alright, let's see what cards we get here. Yeah, I'm just going to shuffle, just in case. They've been out on the desk for a while, so I don't know if they've been messed with or not. We got 2 mulligans. Shuffle these 2. Alright, we have Surveillance Team, Global Logistics, Arachnobatics, Government Liaison, Field Agent, and What Doesn't Kill Me. Okay, I want to keep Surveillance Team. Don't need that. Arachnobatics. Not horrible. Oh, I need a counter on someone, that's right. We'll just use this as a counter for Doc Ock. Here we go. Government Liaison isn't the worst. We'll keep those 2. 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's keep Web Shot. This isn't bad either, but I want to be playing it right away. These 3 cards I would like to play, but I don't think I'll be able to. Well, maybe. Let's get rid of these 3. Last mulligan. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get into it. I hope I did that campaign right. Anyways. So if I do cannot thwart side scheme while this is active. Okay. Good to know that. That changes some things up right now. I cannot thwart. Okay, but Surveillance Team can remove. Yeah. So if I use remove that, get that. Discard these 2 to get to put Government Liaison out there. Play Government Liaison. Get rid of Global Logistics for Surveillance Team. It's 3. Flip over. I'll swing for 6 at Doc Ock. The heck it is. There's 2. So he's at 2 health. Surveillance team. We'll get rid of 1 here. I think that's all I can do. Ready up. Gankly. Web shooter. Defense mechanism. And power within. Okay. Doc Ock will act. Wait, no, we gotta go here first. Let's go up to 5. Probably should have taken him out. And then Doc Ock will attack. Force response after Doc Ock. Attacks and damages used. Place 1 threat on each side scheme. Move the active counter to the next villain in the active. Okay, so he's attacking for 2 plus 1. Oh, shoot. Two plus 1. Sure, I'll take it. 2 plus 2 for 4. So I take 4. For like 5. Have Doc Ock place 1 threat on each side. Place 1 threat on each scheme. Okay, so this goes up to 6. That's not good. And it goes up to 1. Bad card. Robotic enhancements. When revealed, put the set aside Doc Ock and Scorpion into play. If Doc Ock is already in play, confuse a character you control. Scorpion is already in play, stun a character you control. So I have to confuse a character. I'll just confuse Venom. And then I need to put Scorpion out here too, huh? No, Scorpion will just chill over there then. And he has 10. Move the active counter to the next villain in the activation. Okay. Discard defense mechanism to get web shooters out there. Use defense mechanism to do power within, or not do power within, do web shot. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'm going to deal it to Electro. If you pay this card using a energy resource, resolve Spider-Man's other ability thing. Venom Blast. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, stun the enemy. I'm going to do it to Electro for 2. He's stunned. Surveillance team will not thwart, like that. I'll thwart for 2 here on the main scheme. Venom will attack Doc Ock for 3. Doc Ock is out of here. So what happens when we defeat him? When defeated, remove 4 threat from a side scheme. So we will remove 4 from Light at the End. We'll keep Gank Lee. Here, we'll move Scorpion up there now. Two, 3, 5. We got Double Life, Genius, Monica Chang, and Swing In. Monica Chang might be good. That would be good too. Okay. This goes up to 5. Electrode would attack, but he's stunned. Bad card. After Electro attacks and damages you, discard the top 7 cards of your deck. He did not damage me, move the counter, so that goes over here. Wait, does force response? Because he didn't attack. So does the active counter go to the next villain in the activation order? If he was stunned? Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question for good old Googles real quick. Does the active, I can spell. Sinister 6 question, let's see. So if say Vulture is stunned when he goes to attack, the status removed, and because there is no attack, the activation counter stays with him. I understand that. Okay, so it stays. Okay, that answers my question. Perfect. So this actually stays with Electro. Bad card. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got Partnership of Pain. When revealed, hero. The villain with the highest activation order value attacks you with +X attack, where X is equal to the total attack of all other villains in play. So 3 + 1 for Electro. 4. So 4 plus whatever this is. I'll defend with Venom. 4 plus 7. Takes out Venom. Okay, my turn then. Alright, I will play Genius to play Swing In, move 4 threat from a scheme to do this one. If I pay this using a mental resource, resolve Spider-Man's camouflage ability. Give Spider-Man a tough status card. Confuse an enemy. We'll confuse Electro since he's active. Or should we confuse him? No, we will confuse Scorpion. Okay, we will swing to take out Electro. It says one defeater remove 4 threat from a side scheme. So we'll remove 4 from. Whoa. Oops, sorry. Forgot to do that. 4 from the light at the end. And then we will do Web Shooter for 1. Oh, I forgot to ready that up. And get rid of Double Life and Gank Lead for Monica Chang. And response after Monica Chang enters play, search your deck and hand, discard pile for a copy of Surveillance Team and put it onto the field. Place 1 Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team you control. This goes to 2. And this is technically at 4 now. Okay, that's done. I'm going to switch over to. Hold on a second here. I'm going to use this so I can keep one of my cards. I'm going to keep Gank Lee. I use these Snoop counters to remove 2 more threat from light at the end. Monica Chang will she'll just throw it the main scheme, put it at 0, and we'll swap, put in Miles Morales, and that'll be it. We'll ready up. One. Got Gank Lee, Web Shot, What Doesn't Kill Me, Government Liaison, Energy, and Agent Fort 13. Okay. 2 threat will go on the main scheme. Scorpion would scheme, but he is confused, so he will not. And we'll move on to the bad card. From every direction. 1 real, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play, which is just 2. So that'll go up to 4. Okay. And now it's my turn already. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I just forgot to do this. Response. After you change this form, shuffle 1 Spire main card from your discard pile into your hand. Into your deck, not your hand. Silly me. So we'll shuffle this real quick. I'll get rid of Government Liaison and what? And Agent 13. Play Gankly. Play Gankly to draw a card. Spider-Man. This conflicts me now. We'll heal for 4. Oops. I want an S there. We'll flip over. Quite conflicted on what I want to do, actually. I will do Web Shooter. You What Doesn't Kill Me and Web Shot. Let's play Spider-Man. I'll do Surveillance Team. To remove 1 from here. So that means light at the end flips over. Ooh. Then it says light at the end, permanent, hinder 10. Why does it say 5 at the bottom then? So it's supposed to be 15? Oh, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be 10 and then hinder 10, 20. So it's supposed to be 20? Okay, so this is not done. It's supposed to be 20. I did that wrong. So 10 there. Okay. I figured it out now. Okay. So we'll do that. Just changes up how I'm going to play it now. Surveillance Team to reduce Sinister Motives by 1. Peter Parker Spider-Man. Going to swing at this for 2. Miles will ready up. Swing for 5 to get rid of that. Now this goes down to 1. Monica Chang's just gonna chill there. And then we'll ready up. Global Logistics. Young Love. It's a wild, that's good. Homeland Intervention. Arachnobatics. Okay, this goes up to 5. Scorpion is going to attack for 3 plus. I got tough, so take it 3 plus 5. What's this? Boost. Give the villain 1 additional boost card for this activation. Okay, so 5, 6. Place 1 threat on each scheme. So 6 and 11. Okay, tough goes away. Bad card. Which says Taunting Presence. Attach to the villain with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot resolve the okay. Threat cannot be removed from light at the end. Let's do it. So defeat the villain here. Yeah. Okay. That's my goal there, huh? Okay. So we'll use Gankly to draw a card. We have to discard a card. Get rid of Global Logistics. Do Homeland Security. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control. Remove 2 threat from the scheme you choose for each. So 4. I'm going to go for 2 here. Get rid of Young Love for Web Shooter. Spider-Man will swing at Scorpion for 3. Bring him down to 2. And then here, after your hero makes a base attack against an enemy, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If 1 or fewer boost icons were discarded, this can stun the enemy. 1 or fewer? Okay, so no. Okay, Spider-Man will attack as well. For 2. That goes away. Let's move all these. 2. Miles gets readied up again. He'll swing for 3 more. He's at 2. Shock Knuckles. Okay. Nothing happens there. We'll spend a Web Shooter to do Arachnobatics. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Scorpion is gone. So is this. You Google another thing though. question. Nope, neither of those help. But that's what we're gonna do. So, hold on. We're not even there yet. We're not even there yet. Can't do anything else. Ready up. I am going to swip over. That's what I was gonna do. Yep. You got Homeland Intervention, Sky Destroyer, Field Agent, Strength, and Swing In. Okay. We'll start. This will go up to 4. The villain will activate. When a villain would activate, if no villain is in play, resolve this card's ambition ability. Continue that activation. There it is. That's what I could. Choose a set-aside villain at random. Put that villain into play and place the active counter on it. Who do we have? Electro. With 8 health. Okay, he is attacking for 1. 1 minute, 9. Oh, he's not attacking. He's scheming for 2. Oh, shoot, I can't do anything about that. 2 plus 2 for 4. So this is done. This gets moved. What does this say? The 6 villains are more confident than ever, determined to bring about your end once and for all. One revealed, choose a set-aside villain area, put that villain into play, and place the active counter on it. Even if no villain was put into play this way. Okay. Let's do that one. Craven the Hunter. Goes over here. He's got 9 health. Oh, we also defeated Scorpion. Remove 7 threat because he was the last one. That's right. 4 threat from there. Okay, that's right. Okay, now we did that. And what is this? Sinister Beatdown. Ambush. Starts with 3. Oh boy. Choose a set-aside villain at random. Okay. Alright. This starts with 3. Those schemed, and then bad card. Life-size decoy. I'll play Gankly to draw a card. What to do here? Alright, first things first, I'm going to flip over. I'm going to attack Craven for 3. Draw a card here. Nope. Ooh, I'm gonna swing for another 2. Spider-Man is back up. The Spider-Man is gone. Swing for 3. Swing for 1. Craven is no more. When defeated, remove 4 from a threat side scheme, which will be light at the end, which flips over. Permanent hinder 10, so that'll be 15. Players cannot win unless they escape. Force turn 1. The last threat is removed from the scheme. The players escape and win the game. Okay. And that is at 15. Okay. Oh shoot, hold on. Okay. 2, 3. Put that out. No, 1, 2, 3. Put that out. Oh boy, this is rough right now. So I'm not sure what I want to do. I can deal 2 damage. No. Alright, I'll start with this. I'll just start with this. I remember 6 though. If I do that, no, because that would work. I can remove 6. Why would I need to ready that? Alright. I'll do that. Do energy and field agent to get Sky Destroyer out there. And I'll do Homeland Intervention. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a side. Choose a scheme. You choose light at the end. Exhaust these. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. So 6. Brings light at the end to 9. Can't use that for that. I will use Web Shooter for a random resource and double life to do swing in, remove 4 threat from a scheme, which I'll do for the main scheme. If you paid for this card using a mental resource, which I did with the Web Shooter, resolve Spider-Man's camouflage ability. Give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. And it's already switched from there, so I can't switch back. Okay. That is all I can do. Oh shit. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. We got Web Shot, Field Agent, Government Liaison, and Dum Dum Doin. Okay, let's get through this phase now. This goes up to 2. He's going to attack for 1 plus. I'm going to take it. 1 plus 2 for 3. I'm tough. Goes away. Bad card. Alright, bad card is Team leader, attach the villain with the lowest activation order value. If you cannot resolve the ambush, then attach this card to the active. Means we cannot remove from the main scheme as long as that's there. Okay, my turn then. Oh, I forgot to ready up. How much threats on your 9? I can't thwart. Ugh, tough decision there. Okay, so I'll use strength, government liaison, web shooter, and government liaison to get Dum Dum Dugan out there. I'll also play web shot to get field agent out there. Just 3 counters on it, right? Oh, I'll do this. Move 2 there. Or deal 2 to an enemy. Once you go to here, 2, Dum Dum Dugan will attack, life-size decoy, remove it from the game, flip this over for 1, so Doom Doom only gets 1. Which means this goes away. So is this. It's in our victory pile. Do surveillance team. Remove 1 from the side scheme. You could thwart or attack. Spider-Man thwart from the main scheme. And he will, and I will swap back to Miles. Should I have swapped? No, I'm not gonna swap. I'm not gonna swap. Jefferson Davis, encounter card. Because we decked out. Global Logistics, Double Life, Web Shot, Swing In. Okay, that's 5. This goes up by 1. He's going to attack for 1. I'm going to take it. 1 plus 2 for 3. There we go. Bad cards. We got 3 coming our way. Because that one. Normal. 1. Okay. First one. Assault. When revealed in hero form, the villain attacks you. Dum Dum Dugan will. I'm at 6. Yeah, Dugan will take it. 6 plus 2. Do 1 indirect damage to each player. Okay, so I take 1. Dum Dum Dugan takes. Or do Field Agent, so he just takes 1. Next card. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each enemy in play. That's 1. So 2. Condition, that's what this is. Heightened morale. Attached to the villain. The highest, yeah. X is equal to the number of villains in play. So that'd be 1. Oh, I couldn't scheme right there. So this should be 4. Because I can't scheme them, so I would have just attacked. There, okay. Fixed. What? Would I attack or would I go right there? I don't know. Okay. My turn now. Defeat him. That's gonna be 7. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I will use Double Life and Swing In for Web Shot. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this using a energy resource, which I did, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. Venom Blast, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So Electro is defeated. Move 4th threat from a side scheme, 7th threat instead if no other villain is in play. Let's get discarded. So then this goes down to 1. And he would be stunned, but he's gone. And then Spider-Man will thwart for 2. Or not even. Surveillance, flip, down. Thwart for 0. And I guess Spider-Man will thwart here too. That's it. Nothing else to do. Yep. We win. We win. Hey man, how's the run going? Go good. We just finished. When the last threat is removed from the scheme, the players escape and win the game. Cake. Cake. I'm going to stop the recording there. And then we'll clean up the board and set up for the next one. I don't think I'll do 11:30. Yeah, I probably won't do it, but we'll set up for the next scenario. So we'll stop recording.